Bitcoin SV does things that no other cryptocurrency does. And the immense opportunity here is that nobody sees this yet.
That was Getar Hoti, an entrepreneur whose business connects customers with digital service providers, and all the payments are made in Bitcoin SV, BSV. It's called $5, not to be confused with Fiverr, which is a more conventional online marketplace for freelancers. As a satisfied customer of $5 myself, I wanted to find out from Getar how it all works and why he's committed to using BSV.
You're listening to CoinGeek Conversations with Charles Miller.
So Getar, thank you very much for doing this interview.
Thank you for inviting me.
And perhaps you could just start off by telling me and explaining for people who haven't seen it what actually happens on $5. What is the service?
Yeah, basically $5 is depends on the point of view, from where you see it, because basically $5 is a marketplace, so where trade happens between freelancers and doers and businesses, or even normal people who are looking for fun stuff like a portrait, etc. So if you look at it from a freelancer's point of view, then $5 is a place where you can list your skills, create your services, and then start receiving jobs. So it's basically a marketing opportunity, because you don't have to market yourself. We do it for our freelancers, and of course they have to compete with others. So in the end, it's a performance-based market for freelancers. But it is a window of opportunity for them to list their service and start receiving orders immediately, without having to build a website, etc.
And so they can offer all sorts of digital services.
All sorts of digital services, yes. They can offer design, they can offer content articles, they can offer coding, for example, for creation of bots. They can offer website building services, they can offer translation services, everything that for which there is demand online, for a business.
How does the $5 come into it?
We bring these services together. As I said, we repackage them in affordable bits, and we also resort to this pricing strategy where everything has to start from $5, which makes it very accessible for all small businesses, small entrepreneurs, and the small doers, as we call them, from all over the globe, who are looking to build something, to create something, and by coming on $5, they have this guarantee, this pricing clearance that they can afford to try at least. For example, a lot of startups don't have funding. A lot of startups, start small, so they need jobs done at a very small budget, and these are our high priority customers in a way as buyers.
Where does Bitcoin SV come into it then?
Yeah, so Bitcoin SV comes in the payments, in the payment processing procedure, because I wouldn't have been able to launch $5 through PayPal, for example, or traditional payment methods, because it simply wouldn't have been competitive. Whereas right now, right from day one, we were competitive compared to other websites, similar websites like Upwork and Fiverr, because we have much lower fees. We actually, on small orders, on $5 orders, a buyer on $5 saves 40% on the order, because, for example, on Fiverr they have processing fees of $2, which is basically almost 40% of the order amount. So if you spend $200 on $5 bits on Fiverr, it means that you spend like 40% of that, which is $80 only in fees. Whereas on $5 you save those $80. So if you as a buyer you use a lot Fiverr, then on $5 you would probably save anywhere between 10 to 40% just in fees.
Is that difference a business decision that you've made as a business, or is it just the nature and the advantage of the Bitcoin system?
It's the nature and the advantage of the Bitcoin system. I mean, of course, it's also a business decision of mine. But let's say my business decision consists of spotting this opportunity and building on it. Because I saw this because of Bitcoin SV, we can afford to have the same margins probably as other platforms, but while maintaining it a lot more affordable and convenient for our buyers. So
Because
by
is that because the transaction fees are lower than they would be on PayPal or something?
Yes, exactly. Because of the peer-to-peer nature of Bitcoin SV, and you don't end up paying middlemen for transactions. So basically, when you buy something in Bitcoin SV, when you send Bitcoin SV to somebody else, you are paying that person directly. On $5, it doesn't happen that you pay the freelancer directly. You pay us directly, and then we pay the freelancer. But basically, no money is lost in the middle between payment processors. So we can take our 10%, and this is my business decision, that instead of charging for commissions 20%, which is what most freelance platforms charge, I decided to charge only 10% because, as I said, we have much less expenses for payment processors. So we can afford to actually give more to our freelancers. And long term, with what is happening on SV, we plan to decrease this more and more. And that's because of how the future, seems to be and what we have on the horizons as in this ecosystem.
Let's just go back a little bit into your story. Perhaps can you just tell me a little bit about your background and where you are, for instance?
Yeah, well, I'm Albanian, but I live in Milan. I was a medical student here. Then I dropped out of college, and because I started working online as an online digital entrepreneur, and I've started different ventures online, mainly about marketing and about viral marketing with Twitter mainly. So I have had these marketing applications, and that are mainly small niche. These have always been my specialty. Like I've always focused on niche markets. And then I started doing forex trading and speculating. After 3 years ago, I entered the world. Actually, 4 years ago, I started doing forex, but I became operational only 4 years ago. It took me 1 year of training, and then I got into Bitcoin by chance. Like I've known about Bitcoin for a long time, but it's only 3 years ago that I started learning the fundamentals because I always knew Bitcoin doesn't scale. Basically, that's what everyone had told me. So I wasn't interested in it because it seemed like a dead end. And then I found out about Bitcoin Cash, where Craig was, and then
Craig Wright.
Craig Wright, yeah. And then I joined these communities online of Bitcoin Cash at the time, and like MetaNet ICU, where I started to learn more about the fundamentals, about what opportunities this world presents. And then that convinced me to start a small business here, to bring something from because as I said, I saw this opportunity to basically rebuild everything on Bitcoin by leveraging its friction-free cash system. So, and then I decided to build $5 and to make a little investment on my own and to see how it goes. And so far, I mean, I don't regret it, and I think I will be here for a long time because I really like what's going on, and I'm really committed to this project, and hopefully it will remain viable. So
Yeah, because you started it in about August last year, I think.
yeah.
How's it actually been going since then?
Well, we started in August last year, and it was actually very experimental in the start because I'm not a developer myself, so I had to rely on to hire some developers. And so in the beginning, we are full of bugs and stuff, but then later on, yeah, we started improving. We are always improving, and we're always fixing things. And in the end, we started seeing some momentum of users, like right from the start, but it kept going. Then something that's really slowed us down was the hash war, which was very bad for us because we lost a lot of customers.
You were using Bitcoin Cash at that time.
Yeah, there was Bitcoin Cash at that time, and then the hard fork happened where ABC decided to fork to their own consensus rules and stuff. So that caused a lot of uncertainty, and afterwards, everything picked up normally, and we have been doing great since November 2018. We've been doing great because in BSV you have this stable ecosystem, stable protocol. a strong market. I mean, there is a market that is focused on the users, not on technicalities, not on technical debate, but on growth and on delivering something for the average person, delivering value.
So obviously, in the marketplace that you've created, you need sellers and you need buyers.
Yeah.
Which is limiting the growth of the business at the moment? Is it harder to get buyers, or is it harder to get the people providing the services?
Well, it's a chicken and egg problem because it's really hard to identify what is missing.
Right.
But I would say right now, what I hope, because what we really need to grow a lot is a lot of buyers. Because once you have more buyers, you also attract a lot more sellers. Because once random freelancers stumble upon $5 and they see, hey, look, this guy who does logos already has 200 reviews, then they say, oh, I'll list my service too. I'll make money here. People make money here. And then that person, when he sees these, if you have a lot of buyers, you build these snippets of high-performing sellers, which attract others by imitation. Then what happens that this triggers competition among sellers, so higher value delivered for the same prices, and at the same time, these people, we have to spend less time telling people where to buy, where to sell BSV, how to convert it, because if they have the right incentive, if they see that they can make $1,000 per month here, but payment is in BSV, they will figure that out on their own. They will not contact support to us because they will be so incentivized. They will just use Google. They will just go on Reddit, on Twitter and stuff. So basically, right now, I think we are doing very well because if you see similar platforms, it's very hard to keep them alive because there is a lot of competition when it comes to freelancers.
But I mean, $5 or $4.50 is a very, very small fee for a job. I mean, do you think that it's enough to keep people going?
I mean, this is the trick of $5 because it's small. $5 is small, but what people don't see and what people don't see is that this is just the starting point. It doesn't mean that you have to limit jobs to $5. And in fact, we already support extras. Like you can add extras of up to $100 each, so up to $300 per order. We already have big orders on $5. For example, on Twitter yesterday there was a tweet of someone who received a $105 order on $5. And then there are other orders about custom projects because most people, entrepreneurs, they know when they are asking for a job that cannot be done for $5. But by allowing jobs to start from $5, we allow these freelancers to make money in the meantime until that big business comes to buy from them, because they cannot just wait for one big job every 3 months. In the meantime, they can do a lot of small jobs for smaller businesses which have simpler requirements, lower expectations, and make some money, generate some cash flow, and at the same time build relationships with these people and then upsell from there, or just wait for their luck to strike and for some big buyer to come along, like it happened with several freelancers so far. So I think it's important to think of $5 as a starting point, and then from there, people have total freedom. But starting from $5, it ensures inclusivity for all business owners, even those that start really small, who don't have funding but just want to do something. Give it a chance.
I mean, I have to say that I had a very good experience using the service. And I wanted a logo made, and I got in touch with a guy who turned out to be in Bangladesh. He did a very good logo for me. It only cost me $5. And I then spoke to him, and he said he was very happy with the work that he was doing. And that he did, as you say, some jobs turned out to be more. But from my point of view as a customer, it was very satisfactory. I didn't actually have to ask him to do any extra work, and the whole system worked very well.
Yeah, this is the key basically, because for example, you needed a logo for I don't know, for a small project, something, and you just wanted to give it a try, and you could test this freelancer for only $5. He's
Exactly.
happy, you are happy. He's also happy.
I wrote a piece about it, and I was saying to people who was reading my thing, if you're thinking of employing a graphic designer in London for, I don't know, £200, £500 a day or something, why not commission hundreds of people on $5 because then you'll get so many more ideas, and probably one of them will be much better than your one person who's very
Yeah,
expensive might.
yeah. These approaches, moreover, are not mutually exclusive. Like you can do both. You can maybe hire 10 freelancers on $5 to do something quick to give you some inspiration, and then you can hire, I don't know, a big agency or someone local to develop the idea.
You said that you've had various startups in the digital area. How
Yeah.
does $5 compare to your other projects? Have you got other projects on the go at the moment as well?
My projects are extremely boring. The
Oh.
other ones. So because mainly, when you work with niche markets, you have to deal with very boring markets, very small clientele but very loyal in general. So with $5 things are a lot more exciting, but also a bit more. It costs me more because I don't make money on $5 yet. So it's like I am investing here my personal savings, whereas so this is the only painful part, but it's still worth it because I'm really excited about this, and I think this has a future that will grow.
But why does $5 cost money? What do you have to pay for?
Yeah, we have to pay for servers,
Yeah,
we have to pay for development, I have to pay for marketing.
right.
We have to pay for a bit of maintenance on site, like because I cannot do it all on my own. And also, I am a bit rusty when it comes to this because it's like since December 2017, I've been on some sort of hibernation mode because like I was doing forex until then I got into Bitcoin. I was sort of lucky, price exploded like 3 months after I got in, so I took a short break from all the rest, and now I'm getting used again to work, and yeah, there is plenty of work to do, and what is more exciting is what I plan to do, and I always want to keep this going and rolling, and the website like this must keep improving to keep delivering.
And are you confident that the whole Bitcoin SV ecosystem is going to develop?
Yeah, absolutely, because it has a unique value proposition. I mean, it does things that no other cryptocurrency does. And the immense opportunity here is that nobody sees this yet. First of all, people don't see. I mean, there are many layers of many layers, cognitive layers about Bitcoin SV that lie on this, on this dark zone that is beyond people reach, because it's not on people's conscience, because they get bombarded with all sorts of ads. People don't do research. We live in post-rationalist era, where people listen from their perceived authorities. They don't do their own research. So basically, I would say, starting from the fact that people don't understand what peer-to-peer means.
Right.
People don't understand that the value proposition of peer-to-peer. Then going to people don't understand the difference between Bitcoin SV, the original Bitcoin, the white paper Bitcoin, and all the other myriad of cryptocurrencies and scams and forks that have come out, which are untested, and they don't even if you take them on face value, they don't deliver anything unique compared to Bitcoin SV. And the winning value proposition for Bitcoin SV, in my opinion, is the on-chain future, because on-chain, the ability, like I see this even with my own website and the direction in which we want to go. On-chain means, serverless, means big data. You can access big data, means you can save a lot of money. You can save a lot of money both for you and your customers. You can lower commissions. You can build big numbers without reaching real scaling constraints, bottlenecks. So businesses will love this, but first, I mean, the problem right now, the reason why this is not reflected in the price is that very few people know, very few people have done the research. A lot of businesses have been sucked into these dead ends that are like BTC and BCH and others. So it will take a while either for their competitors to realize that there is a better, cheaper alternative in Bitcoin SV, or for them themselves to wake up. And when that happens, I think we are already seeing a lot of developer activity on SV, but I think a lot of entrepreneurial activity will come next, and that's when I will be really bullish and really excited, even more excited about SV. Like when a lot more entrepreneurs like me, because today, if you are not a developer, it's extremely difficult to build something on SV. But as we make it more accessible, as we inform people, as the word spreads, as success stories start to build, then I'm sure that a lot more people will come, and there will be a tide that will be impossible to reverse unless we hit some technical bottleneck or something.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Geda.
Thank you.
Really interesting, and good luck with $5.
Thank you, Charles. It was nice talking to you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to Get Our Hoti. And if you want to try $5, as I said, it worked well for me, and you're only risking the BSV equivalent of $5 anyway. We're always on the lookout for people doing interesting things with BSV, so if you've got something going on that you think we might like to feature, do please get in touch. Thanks for listening. Till next week, goodbye.